pre-trip and stuff done and go head down to Springdale. This load's been done all day, but didn't need to get down to Memphis until 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. So I waited until about 6 o'clock in the evening to go pick it up. We're gonna grab a washout there in Van Buren, Arkansas, and then go take this empty down to Springdale, pick up my loaded trailer, get it to Memphis, and then I've got basically 36 hours to get back down to Springdale from there, so I can get this next load picked up. It's that same exact load I did last month, you know, or my last trip out anyway. Picks up in Springdale, delivers in Romulus, Michigan. They scheduled the exact same way, where there are 3.5 hours between that second stop and the third stop, and it's a 2-hour drive. So I'd have to get into that place, get empty in under an hour to get there on time. So we'll see how that goes. It didn't go well last week. We ended up like 45 minutes late. So we'll see how it goes. Kind of hate having to go out there and close the doors for them, not because I'm lazy, but because guys get a little offended when they can't do something and I go back there and make it look easy. You know, so I felt the need to explain. It's like, well, I've had this trailer for a month, so I know the trick to it. It kind of helps that I'm twice his size. Put a little effort into it. You know, he's pushing as hard as he can, and if you can't push hard enough, he doesn't weigh enough. Hey lady, how are you?
What?
I said, hey lady, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm alright, just coming out of the house. She's gonna be a little bit tight. One space to back into. As much as I can do, but just wrestle it in there. I forgot to get the big trash bags, but I'm going to start what I'm saying. I'm going to start when I pull into these places. I've got 3 hours before I can check in down there. And this place allows parking. I've spent many a night here. And, you know, I'm not going to spend all night out here, but this is what was behind my trailer. All this crap. I'm going to at least try to get what's just behind my trailer here picked up. I got trash back here. You know, it can't take more than 30-40 minutes. So I'm gotta try to be the solution and not the problem, man. I see this crap everywhere. If they see some of us trying to clean up after ourselves, then maybe they won't kick us off their lots anymore. Not to be a jerk, but It's one of those guys that's like, lights are on, but nobody's home. He's just got the biggest smile on his face the whole time. And I kept trying to leave him to it, you know, because he's in it. And he should be able to, once his trailer's in the hole, straighten it up and call it good. But he kept doing the wrong thing, getting himself all jacked up. So finally I just got on there and told him exactly what to do. I get it though. I mean, those blindside backs are kind of a pain in the butt and they can be stressful. So I'm just trying to help him. Oh, also, that's what I got there. It ain't cleaning up the whole world, but at least it cleaned out the spot that I'm behind, so I can say I did my little part here. I gotta find the trash can before I leave this place to get rid of this, because it's got beer cans in it, which is probably why they left it sitting out on the ground. You know, I'm not worried about it pulling into the guard shack here, but I gotta find a trash can somewhere before I leave here. Not carrying an open beer can down the road in a semi, that'd be a bad day. Even if I could somehow prove that I didn't drink it, I'd have, you know, it's an open container, and that's not something you want on your driving record. After a couple of those trucks left, I noticed they have a dumpster next to the porta potties. And this bag with the beer cans in it stinks to high heaven. I want to get it out of my truck and get that scent out of there too. Luxury accommodations here. It's actually not too horribly dirty. It's 5 o'clock. It's a 5-minute walk or so. I'm tired of waiting. So hopefully they'll check me in. If not, I guess I'll just wait down there for 20 minutes. They usually get me unloaded fairly reasonably, and then if I'm out of time, I can sneak back over here to the staging area and park for the day. They're not real busy through the day, so I'm not holding anything up by parking in there in the daytime, as long as I'm out of here before the night shift comes over. Whew. Can't tell how steep that is. It'd be a heck of a fall. They checked me in, but they don't have a door for me yet. So she gave me a call when they got one. So, at least I don't have to walk down here twice. That would have sucked. I think they did that on purpose. It's different from how they usually do it. Last several times I've been here, they just call me and tell me what door I'm going to, and I just go. This time when they go down there, break the seal, and bring the seal in, and then they'll give me the door. Either way, get in the door. So that's right at 5:30. So I'd say about an hour before my appointment. Saw him in that time lapse. Just kind of pulled up around everybody like he was going to go around everybody. Pulled up in everybody's way. He's sitting there with his freaking fog lights on, blinding everybody. And I had to get out and tell him, like, man, why don't you back up behind everybody so they can get backed in? You're up here clogging everything up because you just thought it was okay to run around everyone. He had some excuse. I was like, fine, well, now you know. Now I'm telling you, you're in everybody's way. He started to pull forward and clog up that guy to get out of my way. I was like, dude, now you're going to be blocking him from backing in. Back up behind me so I can get backed in, and then you can pull up and take the next spot. It's like, if you had never been in line before, just don't be in a rush. Everybody's trying to get in the door. You're the last one in. You're the last one to get backed in. Doesn't matter if your door's on the other side of that guy. He's trying to get backed in now. He threw a fit, but he backed up. I don't understand people. I'm going to go try to help this prime driver.
This is going to go around, but that's not going to make any difference. It's going to make it hard.
He's waiting on 141. Turn around and come this way?
That's what she said. Maybe
No
she's
way.
going to get over a little bit.
Yeah, I think maybe. Let's see if this young woman wants my help. She's really struggling on getting in there. See if she'll let me sit in the passenger seat with her. She probably won't, but I could help her. Hey, you seem pretty green. I just wanted to know if you wanted my help getting set up. The place at all.
Yeah. So for the running, the other guy is way out here. So I couldn't pull up. It's supposed to start working. But I'm on my way.
I mean, I'll tell you how to do it so you can do it next time too.
Okay.
I got lines with you or what's that? I didn't want to record her. She was already nervous enough, but I gave her as much information as I could with this one thing. Tell you what, I've thought about training a lot because, you know, without sounding braggadocious or anything, I'm really good at this shit. I am. I'm good at it. I understand what needs to be done and how to get it done, and I understand how these trucks move when they're backing up. I do. So I met her on the other side there. She was willing to let me in her truck, and I told her some tricks on how to get set up and get back in. And she told me she's only been in the truck for like 3 months. She's super freaking frazzled about it and nervous about it. And, you know, like, well, I can't relate that much. I remember early on, you know, things being nerve-wracking, but I was already pretty good at maneuvering vehicles. I worked for a lawnmowing service for years, and I back trailers up and stuff for them all the time. And I actually back trailers that are harder to back up. Those, you know, they're shorter the trailer, the quicker they move. And those bumper pull trailers, you only have so much, you know, backing angle that you can do without putting the trailer into the truck. So I was already pretty good at maneuvering trucks and trailers. But I do remember being young and nervous, and, you know, these trucking schools, what they drive into you is if you hit something, you're fired. Like, that's all they drive into you. And it doesn't seem like she had a good trainer at all. Like, she was almost in tears, like, I need you in the truck all the time. It's like, it really sucks that you're out here on the road by yourself and you feel that way, because that means you were not ready to drive on your own when they let you loose. But that's how it worked out anyway. I don't know. I'm starting to feel like I should maybe go into training at some point, because I meet people like that all the time that they just need some education, and they're, you know, you had all these drivers, and that old man was getting on my nerves because I was connecting with her. She was understanding what I was saying. I was explaining everything, and he had to jump in and start throwing his hands around, confusing the shit out of her. And like I try not to be an asshole, but damn, I was like, hey man, we got this. She doesn't need two people telling her opposing things. I'm trying to teach her, not just tell her how to do it. And you know, he's like, okay, and he kind of stood back, like, all right. Usually people, if you tell them things directly, they can go two ways. They can either get really mad at you or just accept it. And it's like, I'm not trying to tell her how to do it. I'm trying to teach her how to learn how to do it, how to figure it out for herself. You know, she kept asking me questions on like, what should I do next? I'm like, well, what do you think you should do? And then I'll tell you if you're wrong. Like, I'm going to let you try to think about the situation. What do you think the truck needs to do? If you're wrong, I'll correct you. How about that? She's like, okay, that's it, that'll work. And then she'd do something. And if it was right, I'd be like, perfect, do that. And if it was wrong, I'd tell her why it was wrong and what she needed to do to correct it and what she was trying to accomplish. It took a few minutes, but it was worth it in my opinion because I feel like she might have learned something. It took 30 minutes from driving around and all that. But she got in there and I think she might have learned something. So hopefully. These dudes are on it. I had no air pressure. Air pressure. For the reason these stupid automatic trucks are a piece of shit, I've got 99 pounds of air pressure and I can't fucking roll until I get 105. Air.
You get one of them smart asses down there and stick a glass hand up his ass and they got him not blow it out.
You hear what I said about getting one of them smart asses down there and shove that air cloud up the right?
Yeah, I heard that. I hate this guy. The thing where it won't roll unless you go 105 psi. So it's like anytime I'm backing up and shit, if you hit the brake too much, if you ever pull the brake, it won't let you take out a neutral. It's the biggest piece of shit. And this old kick pedal.
But mine, on mine, it starts that hopping shit. I have to lock the power divider in.
Yeah.
Quits.
Yeah. That's not automatic, is it?
Fuck no. That's 18 speed.
Oh, yeah. It's a good looking truck anyway. So it's a good looking truck.
It's dirty as hell, man.
Yeah.
Every time we get it washed, it freaking rains.
It's been a wet winter, man.
Yeah.
It's been raining on a bunch.
Yeah, well see, we come here probably 3 times a week from LJ, Georgia. And we go to Hickory and we pick up a couple pallets. And then we come down here, you know.
Yeah.
And all that salt and shit, man, it's killing our trucks.
All right, man.
You have a good one, buddy.
You too, brother. That's a southern accent. That's them Georgians, man. Alabama, Georgia. They make us Oklahomans sound like Yankees. Go shut these doors. Got 2.5 hours left on my clock. That's not enough to get me anywhere, so go up. Just go up and park in the staging area for a few hours, get some rest. Because I don't have to be down in Springdale until 4 o'clock. No, it's 2 o'clock. Thursday morning. It's Tuesday morning. It's a 6-hour drive. So I'll catch a 10-hour break here. Oh, like I was saying, I'm gonna stay here for the day. Roll out of here sometime 7, 8 o'clock tonight. That's right before these guys start to fill up. Give Memphis traffic time to die down a little bit, and then go get this thing washed out. Probably here in Memphis. That blue beacon here is like never busy for some reason. So if they're not busy tonight when I pull in, they usually aren't. Then I'll pull in there and grab one, quick wash out, and then head over to Springdale. If they are busy, I'll just wait and go on to East Little Rock. That one's even more likely to be desolate. So that's the plan. I'm gonna finish editing this video and get some sleep. Take old boy for a walk. You said hi to YouTube today. Oh, say hi to YouTube. Hey, buddy. Don't kiss my face. Don't kiss my face. Don't. He's a face licker sometimes. Anyway, see you on the next one.